All right. Welcome to our office hours, our weekly office hours. We have a few of us here live, and we even have Tim hanging
Yay!
out behind us. So we're excited to have him with us today. So thanks for being here. And the purpose of this time is to answer any questions that you have, brainstorm any problems that you want to solve, or just generally, overview the whole program or whatever. So we'll start out with, does anybody have any questions that they want to talk about? Any questions you have that you want to ask?
I'm restarting
Me
the
too.
program.
Same.
We all need to
Well,
do such things.
I fell off the wagon. That's his confession.
There you
But
go.
um I think things are going really well. I've just got back to my menus. I mean, really I know what I'm supposed to have been eating, but now we're making a concerted effort because somebody in our house got a diagnosis. So,
Hey, we
Uh-oh.
we talked about that about the habits this morning, right? Of just like
mhm.
it's easier to stick with your habits than it is to um no, start
Abandon
again.
them.
It's harder to make a habit than it is to lose one.
Keep a habit.
Yeah, than it is to keep a habit. So
Well, and you know what? I'm so proud of my husband because he he has kept his weight off. He has been
I
so
know he's done so good, right?
colorful. He just looks so
Adjust
good in
your
his
camera
suit.
a little because we're getting like the neighbor over the fence. There you
It's like
go.
an
That's great.
ocean. We're like in the waves. Ooh, ooh.
Yep.
They get motion sickness because I
I
couldn't get
am.
it on my computer today, and I thought that's dumb,
Oh,
but
you're just holding it with your hand. That's why
I'm
it's like
just holding it.
creeping
Yeah.
up.
I could get a little stand for it that we do that.
Or
Then I
you
won't
can
have to
or you
make you
can
see.
look at yourself, which is just like annoying, but whatever.
So I guess my point is when you start, really the menus are super important. I mean, it just makes it simple. You don't have to think about it. What can I? What can't I?
Yeah.
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 So,
No, I love that because it is really like the decisions are made, right? You've already weighed it out. And then also if you'll help yourself to, if you don't feel like eating that, then you can say to yourself, that's fine. We can change the menu for tomorrow, but for today, we're going to go ahead and stick with what we've already planned. And that's great, right? And then you can go and change your menu. But once your day has started, just stay committed to it because it's so much easier. And then you don't get all that chatter. Yeah.
mhm.
And the decision fatigue.
Well,
And
the
it,
other thing is to plan the menus and then go buy the groceries. I mean, you can want that all you want, but you got to have the stuff to cook with.
Yes, if you don't have it in the house, then you're not going to do it.
yeah.
Yep.
And I think
And
it's
you
easy.
will get
The
hungry, and
menu.
hunger will win. Oh, go ahead, Camille.
I think it's easier to stick to the menu too because I like to be prepared and to make things ahead. So I would way rather eat what's already made than make something else.
Right?
Like I'm sticking to the menu
I'm
because
having leftovers. I love that. Yeah. And
I already.
Camille, you have a book that you found that has like some plans and stuff. Um do you
Good
want to
idea.
talk about
Cool.
that at all? Or for
Sure.
sure we want the link.
Okay. Well, do you want me to, they're on the counter. Do you want me to grab them?
Yeah, go grab them. That'd be awesome. I think Ruby has this book too, because she shared a recipe or pictures or something of her lasagna. And she remember she made those four little pans of lasagna, little like personal
Oh,
pans of
So
lasagna.
these are books by her name is Laurie Luthane Ludgren, and they look like this, Tasty Freedom. So I have two volumes, but her volume one cookbook, she has made they're not a part of the menus that she has put together are on her website, and you can buy them for a separate fee. But it has been really nice as a working woman to have um, some menus put together. So she has put together Um, some of them are 2-week menus. This one I just happened to grab. Oh, but she gives you the grocery list and um, and then you refer to the cookbook for the recipes. Here's a 2-week one.
And how much did you have to adjust the recipes to make them sassy?
So, not much. They were some of them are a little, she favors some plant-based proteins. And so sometimes when you're having a plant-based protein, it's harder to get that up closer to that 30 grams of protein that we like. And so you might have to add something else on the side to get that's the easiest way to do it. I feel like if you can calculate out, like just make the recipe the way it's written. And then for me, like it would during the winter, especially, I like the Vital Proteins collagen.
Collagen, hot
And
chocolate.
yeah, I just make that, I buy that in the chocolate flavor. And then I just would add that as some additional protein on the side. But you could also, scramble an egg or have,
Or eat some boiled eggs or
some other things. Yeah.
Or like a
yeah.
package of tuna
Yep.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
chicken.
So that was easier for me to just think of like, this is what I'm eating on the menu. And the other thing I really liked about her menu ideas is that you get the menu, the shopping list, but then she tells you on this sheet, like on Saturday, make these things. On Sunday, make these things. And most of the things she has you prep on the weekend. Then, like on Monday, you might make a couple things. Tuesday, you make a couple things, but you're always kind of having
2 days out.
tomorrow's things are already ready, which makes it a lot easier. The dinners weren't always made. Sometimes you made the dinner for that night, but but you might have part of the dinner made ahead. And so then you already had that part prepped. And so you'd bring it back in. It made your dinner making go faster. And then
Nice.
there are some nights, like you can see, she gave herself Friday night as a no prep. No prep tonight.
She's like, I'm done. I'm putting my feet up.
So I
Yeah,
heard
but
of
she put things in the freezer too. And so she'll say, like, thaw tomorrow morning's muffins, so
Nice.
it's really handy for if you just really want to have somebody else that's kind of done all the thinking of through that.
do we have muffins allowed?
So these muffins are allowed, and some of the recipes I've really loved because one of my favorites has like apple, and she divides the squash and oatmeal, and then you batch cook these into a big. So you're making like, I don't know, 24, and then I just put them in portion sizes in the freezer. But it's nice because really when you're a busy morning and it's like it's not like, oh, I just have to eat one little muffin. It's like, no, I get to eat like 5 muffins. And
Wow.
that's my whole breakfast because it gives me my protein, or it gives me my protein, my fruit, my the squash and the oatmeal together. I loved that through the winter just
Yes.
because it was a great way to get some more fiber and still get that grain serving. It was it was very comforting. It had the yummy, like winter spices is what I call them.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Cinnamon and
That's
cozy.
Christmas
Yeah.
spices.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it's winter. Like you want that cozy food all winter.
Yes.
I do.
I do.
yeah. So I loved that because there were
Oh,
some
I want to write down her name.
We'll put
yeah,
the link also in the Facebook group so that you can
tasty
have that.
freedom.
And why don't you, Camille, why don't you type it into the chat for those that are here, then they can just copy it
Okay. I can do
onto
So
their thing.
having her talk about meal prep. So when I cook brown rice, I mean, it's way more rice than it's going to be in my serving. So I portion that out, put it in the freezer. So when I want a meal with brown rice, it's ready to go. Same with chicken.
Nice.
I portion it out, it's in there, it's ready to go. And when I buy ground beef or whatever.
It just makes it so you have fast food.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. That prepackaged convenience because you are the one
Mhm.
who packaged it and made it
Right.
convenient for your future self. I love that.
And it is
Awesome.
nice, even when you're in the kitchen, even if you're not meal prepping ahead with a thoughtful plan like this, if you're in the kitchen and you're already doing something, if you can put eggs on to boil, or if you can put meat into a pan to let it cook, then you can always have like a little something ahead that's already ready.
Yep. Yep. And we have also in the Facebook group, you have I think it's can't remember if it's class 6 or class 11 when we did um the cooking cooking show where we cooked a few things ahead, and it's just a couple of recipes. I think there's 4 or 5 recipes is all we did for that, but those are some other
Somebody
things that you
typed
can
that
do.
up and I printed it.
Excellent.
Is
When
that
you find
true or was that different recipes? It might be different
That
recipes.
was different recipes, I think. I was looking for those this morning and I couldn't find them.
Oh, well, I
So, but I
should
have
try
them
to.
hanging on my fridge, but I was looking for the digital version of that. And maybe we have it actually in the Facebook group somewhere already. I think Tracy did it. Tracy Wagner gave
that.
that to us. So
So
we'll
I
look
heard
for it.
this gal say that
We're still getting
she's
you over
cooking
the
for her
fence,
family.
Mom.
Huh?
We're still getting the view of you over the fence.
Oh,
You're good now.
You're good
I'm
now.
just lying down in my I'm
Yeah.
leaning back in my chair.
Just
I went
tilt
to my
tilt
little
your phone
sofa.
a little bit or yeah, or scoot forward.
I don't know if I can. I'm gonna have to go this way.
Oh, that
Does that
works.
work? Did that straighten me out? I didn't get straightened out over here.
You're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
One of the
you're good.
things that I thought was a
I can
smart
actually
idea
hear you better too.
if you're working with children and feeding your family, she says for her son, and this is probably like she's not doing it for her whole family, but she's got to feed her whole family, and so of course she's going to do stuff that she can eat too. But she just planned 5 meals a week because she said somebody's going to invite us to dinner, and we're going to go get the right stuff over there, and and, and then there's going to be leftover meals, and that's my biggest hang up is I hate to waste food. In fact, I won't even hardly let Dean take me out because I said, honey, we have so much food going bad in our fridge that we should just go home.
Right? And also it's so expensive to go out.
It
It's
is.
getting more expensive
We
all the
still
time.
we go out very rarely, and we just did our taxes. We spent $700 on meals out, and we didn't even know it. We thought, oh, it's 20 or 30 here, and
I
but
know.
over a
Well, it's crazy.
year,
Tim and I were just talking about this because we used to be able to go out for about 30 bucks as a couple, but we can't get anywhere with less than 50 now.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
it's hard. It's hard. And
yeah.
and I know my parents loved to go out. That was their life. They would just go to town and eat. It was so great because they were so happy that they could go out and eat. But
Yeah.
it's
They earned that, right?
yep, they
Yeah.
did.
I love
And
it.
they could afford it back then.
Well,
I know,
regardless
right?
of where you eat and how you eat, the nice thing is that you can go out to eat and you can still find
Stay
good,
sassy. Yeah.
healthy things to choices, right? And I mean, that is the beauty is that, sometimes you feel like you have a choice, especially if you have some of the fast foods ready in your house. You can throw something together quickly. And and other times it might be like, no, we're just going to eat out tonight. So either way, it's fine. You can stay sassy either way.
Yes.
Right.
The hardest part of eating out is staying away from the seed oils.
That is true.
That's the hardest.
And
That's the
being
hardest
tempted
thing.
by too many treats.
Well, I mean, that's a temptation. Yes,
Everywhere.
that's more of a temptation because they're bringing you the dessert tray or whatever, and you
So
don't have that happen at home ever,
my sister said that
unless you do it on purpose.
my sister was here for her knee surgery, and she said that her husband is finally quitting drinking pop. He's finally quitting unhealthy meals, and they have a beef they butcher every so often. So they bought all these lovely roasts and things ready, and she's so happy because I don't know if he's losing weight, but he's nicer.
What?
He's actually
Fabulous.
feeling less. He must have lost a little bit because he's feeling less pressure.
Hey, I'll take nice over losing weight any day.
Yes.
Well, he must have
Love
lost a
that.
little because he's actually sticking with it. He's eating more vegetables.
Oh, I'm sure
And
Yeah.
he's feeling better. That's a huge
Well, we
win.
know it makes it, I mean, your nutrition plays such a huge role on everything, all of your well-being and
your
your,
stability,
just like
your
your general feeling in your body and in your life. So
Well, and it's that foundational piece
excellent.
on the wellness pyramid, right? Like it's the
Yes.
nutrition and digestion that we're focusing on
Yep.
right there that lead to the other good things. But that foundational piece is that nutrition and digestion. So that's a great win,
Yes.
Mom. Thanks for sharing.
I think that is a great win too. I'm really happy about that.
That's
So we
so
should
fun.
we should talk really quickly. Just last week we did like an overview of like the four things that we include in
Sassy
uh,
habits.
happy habits. So we have maybe like 8 minutes to like do
I'm gonna
the
give that overview again, just in case you're watching this and you're like, what are we even talking about? What's the food plan? What do I do? What's Sassy Habits? So if you're brand new and you're watching the replay and you have questions, we have answers for you. Go ahead and tell us the four
four
components or
things.
mini programs that are encompassed in Sassy Habits.
So the really nice thing about this is that just like having a cookbook, this is just like an organized way that once you start into one, you're kind of just you've got a foot in the door on all of them. So the first thing that we start with, if you're brand new, or even if you're have done this already and you're maybe feel like you want to restart, you can restart on the 4 week win. And the 4 week win is absolutely fabulous. If you might even be able to search in your email if you've done this program before and find the recordings again. But if you can't find it that way and you need help, then talk to someone who sent it to you before, or if you haven't received it ever, then please, reach out to us and we will help you get hooked up with the 4 week win. The 4 week win is a really wonderful program. Brenda, do you want to explain more about the 4 week win?
Yeah, so this is all about getting your habits in place. And at Sassy Habits, we have what we call the Sassy Seven. They don't call them the Sassy Seven in the 4 week win. They don't know anything about Sassy Habits, but it's so organized and so lovely. You're going to set your morning routine, you're going to set your evening routine, and then you're going to get your most important things done. And during it's a 20, I think it's 21 days of or 28 days of emails, I think that you're getting through that process. And Elise Chedevi, who tells the most beautiful stories and just makes you feel so inspired and so like I can do this. She's going to send you, well, it's coming from the person who signed you up. Um but ask for it and we'll get it to you. But it's her in the videos, it's Elise in the videos, and it's just really, really fantastic. And it makes it so simple for you to really start putting those habits into place and making it really work. Now the Sassy Seven are, we call them NARS Pupaja. And every time I say it, I crack myself up. It means nothing, but it does mean something. So here's what it means. I am nourished. I am active. I am rested. I am still. I am present, prepared, and joyful. So that's the Sassy Seven. That you those are the habits that you're wanting to build into your life. And Elise just helps you choose some habits that are going to work, and they're going to be encompassed in like those Sassy Seven are just the normal things that you're going to be doing in your life. So you don't have to memorize the Sassy Seven. You don't even have to know what NARS Pupaja means because you're going to pick the things that you need to do. But when you find them and you're doing them, you'll be like, oh my gosh, look at that. I did it because
Yeah.
they're just all in there.
And
So
you're also learning the most important thing, which is the 2 minute health um,
boost.
boost,
Boost.
the 2 minute
Yeah.
health. So anyway, so if you don't have the 4 week win yet, reach out to us. We'll help you get it. If you want to repeat it, absolutely repeat it. Get yourself back on track, get yourself back in the groove, and you'll be off and going.
And
The next,
we can restart those emails for you if you don't want to have to remember to go back through and take yourself through them. So just let us know. We'll get you restarted if you've done it before.
Oh, do
absolutely.
it. Yeah, do it to me.
The
I
next
thought I could do it myself. to
You
me.
probably could. Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Okay, the
But you know
90-day
what?
program.
Sorry for the
Sorry,
interruption,
go ahead.
but if someone else puts you in, that person becomes your accountability partner. They know if you're, so that's something to think about. Let somebody put you in.
Yes.
Oh,
Get so you
yeah.
have an
They know if you're
accountability
dragging your
partner.
if you fell off the wagon, they'll know.
Yes. Well, they'll be able to help you. They'll be able to celebrate with you when you didn't fall off the wagon. So it's good.
Sweet. Okay.
It's really good.
Sorry.
Okay, the second program that we wanted to just highlight is the 90-day reset. And this is a wonderful program that doTERRA has organized to help us really go back to that foundational nutrition and digestion program sometimes. So while you're doing the 4-week win, you're getting in those habits and things like that. And the 90-day reset really just kind of focuses on moving your health forward, especially in that foundational wellness setting, the nutrition and the digestion. Do you want to say
Right.
more about that?
Nope, it's really, except for this, it's really easy to get those. And if you want to start month 1 of the 90-day reset in conjunction with your 4-week win, buy the month 1 90-day reset kit and use that as your 2-minute health boost.
And if you
Because
need help
it's just 2
getting
extra
that,
products. If you need help, ask questions. We will help you.
we'll help you.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Or you can ask the person who sent you this link.
Yes.
Okay. Then the third program that we love to highlight in our Sassy Habits is called Essential Emotions. And this is in a book form or in an app form. And this is where I like to just tell my people, like, you've got to clean your mind every day. And this is what we do. We're taking the nutritionals, we're setting that, nutritional foundation things, but you've got to clean your mind as well. So I always tell everyone, take your vitamins and clean your mind.
Yes.
This is super important. One of the most wonderful things about this is that I love that you can address something that's bothering you through, you can go from like a body issue. So if you have a headache or some kind of condition that way, you can look up things and it will take you to through a questioning process that will help you to answer more questions about kind of what's going on. And then you're led to an oil with a beautiful script, and you're able to use that oil in aromatically, internally, or topically to help support and walk you through that. You can also go through an emotion, like if you're experiencing a strong emotion or particularly one that maybe you don't want to feel, you can also use oils that you want to feel more of, or you can address emotions that you want to feel more of. But oftentimes we notice the ones that we don't like to feel. And so we can look up emotions and then walk through that similar process to find a beautiful reading on the oils that is helpful to helping release that emotion and helping you to use the oil again, aromatically, topically, or internally to help support you in releasing those emotions.
Right.
And,
Right.
you can also go in through, of course, just through the oil where you
If
have.
there's one that you're particularly drawn to, you love the smell of it, and you're like curious, you're just like, this is the one. So you can actually start there.
Yeah. So the app is called Essential Emotions. They have a free part and they also have a paid part. So up to you. I love having the app on my phone because I don't always have my book with me and I go other places other than my house.
And you have
so
emotions in places besides home.
so I love having the app. And I kind of see it like if they do any updates to the book or anything like that, then it's updated in the app. And so you just would buy a new book as an annual fee for that app. But the book is wonderful. It includes all of the things that I just talked about. And I believe there's also access to a worksheet that you can use to help you write out, kind of like in journal form,
Yep.
working through these emotions. So
And the
very
worksheet is also available in the app, and you can work it on your phone with your thumbs. And then when you come back for another one, you just hit clear and it will empty all those fields and you can work it again with a new emotion. So it's really nice. It's very friendly. And just is like, it's just like you're working on scratch paper. You work out that emotion and you toss that scratch paper and start again with another when you need help again. So I do love it. I love it. It's really, really helpful, and it has made just a huge difference for me in even in just the last few weeks. You just there's just emotions. We have stuff going on in our lives, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about that. But if you have shame as an emotion, there's help.
All right.
So
And then the last one we've kind of highlighted at the beginning through
yeah,
the questions that we had, and that is, of course, our food. We have a food plan. We have the videos that you can go back through with the Sassy Habits, and you can access those and just kind of work through those. That we're very clear on what to eat, when to eat it. Um, there are recipes available. And so the instructions for how to do all of that are in our other videos if you want more specifics on a food plan. But if you don't want to follow our food plan, also not a huge problem. Follow a food plan that is healthy and sustainable for you. And
right.
make sure that you're hitting that bottom of the pyramid goal of nutrition and digestion.
Digestion. Yes, we can't say that word anymore because doTERRA has a product called Digest Zen, so we can't say digestion.
Right, right.
So you can't even talk anymore, huh?
We just have to Zen. We're good.
So those are
Love
our
it.
four programs and things that we highlight in Sassy Habits.
Yep.
So speaking of the food plan, would you suggest no flour, no sugar type of diet, or do you think that's
Yeah, we
where is
think
that?
it's really effective. We think it's really effective, but we also think it's really effective to consider that it's very different. Casey Means talks about this. She says it's very different if you're going to have a flour that you ground yourself from a grain versus a flour that has been processed in our commercially processed food system. So what you're looking for is minimally processed foods. And then depending on your body type and the types of things that, really work for you, if you're looking for more of a keto lifestyle, then obviously no flour, no sugar is going to be really a good plan for you. If you need a gluten-free plan, maybe some of those things would be the same and maybe some of those things would be different. A lot of the recipes from the different programs that we've done over the years are easy to incorporate.
Some
But it
people
really
eat
is just up to
dairy
you.
as well.
What's
So
that?
You know, the bad thing about no sugar and no flour is if you
What?
tell a new person that you're going to put them on a program and they're going to love you forever and you're going to skip all the sugar and the flour, they're going to deck you.
They run screaming away. Yes. Yeah, we
I
do.
couldn't do that. I could never do that.
And that's where if you start with the 4-week win and then just start instead of thinking about what you have to cut out, start thinking about what you need to add in and look at the whole
Yeah.
FAPOP. We do talk in our videos about like no flour, no sugar, but don't make that the sticking point for you. Start eating healthier. You're going to start to feel better. Eat food that's more naturally raised and grown and
And
minimally
whole.
processed. Make sure it doesn't have what did they say, a package or a barcode. I think even the vegetables have barcodes now, but
yeah.
Well,
but
that's another
anyway,
idea to help yourself is get those frozen vegetables are wonderful. If you need a meal with some vegetables added, you can add them to a shake and have your supper, in a rush.
right.
And everyone has different needs based on their health. And different diagnoses and things like that. And so everyone's diet's going to look a little different. This is just one that we have suggested. It doesn't mean it's the only one. There are lots of wonderful, good ideas. And that's why we loved going back to referring back to Casey Means, because she does point you to those whole foods, adequate protein, fermented things, those kind of things. It's just
Antioxidants,
And a healthy fat.
fiber. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And so
And
don't
then
get with
and
the
she even says, I've seen her on a lot of different podcasts and stuff. She's like, this plan works for every plan. If you're paleo, if you're vegan, if you're like whatever, you figure out the pieces of it, but these are the bottom line principles of good energy. So if you haven't read her book, Good Energy, we highly recommend that because it does definitely give some really good guidelines around that. And then we took that and created a food plan that was very successful our first time around. And we'd love to. That's available to you as well. It's in our videos and information.
Thanks for that clarification.
Yes, you bet. People don't have to run away screaming. They can be here at whatever level.
Now,
So
you can think it's really, saintly to take off white flour and white sugar, but it does scare people a lot.
yeah, it's terrifying.
But
We
if
get
you
it.
have, getting all that fruit in a day it's so helpful. And I did come up with a pineapple salad I want to share with you.
Oh,
Ooh.
yay. We'll put it in the Facebook group. We definitely want it. We have a whole section on
It's
recipes.
four things. You can get a whole pineapple and do it so it's in triangles. Don't just make it into, chopped pineapple. Make it into pieces. And then you get a half of a red onion and you slice that and dice it a little bit. Then you put in what's the other thing I put in that? I have to find it. There's only four things. What else? A cucumber. A cucumber. And then I put in a little, that tahine spice?
oh, tahini, yeah.
Tahine. You can get, I had some teeny little bottles of about a tablespoon, probably a teaspoon or two. And I put that over it and it was amazing. That's just
Wow.
chili powder. And I thought it made it taste salty, but it's like, the reason that I thought I would do that is because one day we were at our grandson's wedding in California. It was hot. We were out walking around and we came upon this little sidewalk cart that was selling fresh cold fruit in a cup. And we said, "Yeah, do you take card?" "Yeah, I do." Of course he didn't. And then he made it. And this is what they sprinkle over their fresh fruit in Mexican cuisine.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was so lovely. But then we had to call Camille to come pay for it because we didn't have cash.
He didn't take a card. He probably didn't speak English.
You probably couldn't speak English. Yes, yes, I will make it for you.
That's
You will
great.
figure it out.
Awesome.
Post that in the Facebook group, please.
I will.
Thank you.
I
Thank
will.
you.
It was delicious. It's probably hardest to weigh it out after you get all mixed together. So you just have to say, okay, 6 ounces and maybe a couple more cute pineapples, to get your vegetables and mix it right.
I
Anyway,
love it.
okay.
I love it. Well, thank you all for coming. Those of you who are able to join us live, those of you who are catching the replay, #replay down below, add your questions and thank you and stay sassy.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.